Hey everyone, Molten here and welcome back to this analysis video. Today I've chosen out a game I've picked as the best game prize from a recent rapid tournament on the Gold Coast in memory of Ariane Kouili, who first started her chess journey at the age of 7 on the Gold Coast and went on to not only become Australia's #1 female player but represent Australia in multiple chess Olympiads and do tremendously incredible things both on and off the chessboard. So the game I've chosen was one played between David Smerdon and Rhys. David Smerdon, of course, is a chess grandmaster living in Brisbane, and Rhys, I believe, is also a junior that used to play with when he was younger, but Rhys has not played for a number of years, and I believe is his first tournament in 5 years. And we start out with the move e4, c5, and c3. Of course, when it comes to this particular opening, the C3 Sicilian, David is an absolute god and one of the best players in the world. D6, a very rare move, but it's one that you'll probably see very often at club level, especially if someone wants to decline the C3 Sicilian but they're not sure how to, then D6 is a very natural move to do so, but it's a very rare line. So D4, white takes space in the center, knight f6, knight c3, g6, heading towards some sort of King's Indian peer structure. And here, normally what I would play as white is just knight f3, h3, and say that I have a little bit more space in the center. But David goes for a very direct and probably more in the style of a C3 Sicilian player, and that is the move bishop to g5. Developing on the queen side first, but with a very direct idea, as we'll see. After the move bishop g7, instead of developing his pieces, he goes immediately for this slightly more risky line, and that's the move pawn to e5. Very direct approach. Pawn takes, and black played the move knight fd7. I don't believe trading queens here helps at all, because after rook takes, knight back, not only is black still having the problem of developing his king to safety because he has to defend his pawn, but there's also threats of knight d5, which he has to keep an eye on later on. Maybe white plays f4 or something first in this position. But after takes, knight f to d7 was played, and here David plays a fairly common idea in these type of positions, but one which you should keep in mind, and that is to play the move pawn to e6, sacrificing a pawn in favor of attacking chances and positional compensation. Pawn takes, knight to f3, castles kingside, and bishop c4. So we see rapid development here from white. And in this position, black made a mistake, but I believe the move knight to b6 would have been a better try, because after bishop to b3, at least black will be able to get some pieces traded off. And it's still going to be a tough positional game here for black, because he's going to have to defend his e-pawns. White will most likely win the e6 one back right away, but it's probably better than what happened in the game. Because after the move queen to b6, white continues queen e2, and this is similar to a excellent version of a Smith Morra. And for those of you who play the Smith Morra and not sure what to do against this d6 line, then this is also a good approach to take. Knight f6 was played. We have castles, king h8, rook to e1, and here black made a mistake. So black played the move knight to d5, offering some exchanges of pieces, but I believe that exchanging the knight off sort of helps white a lot more, because the knight was an important defender towards the king side. It sort of keeps everything blocked up. I think it might have been preferable just to finish development with the move knight to c6 instead. But after knight d5, we have bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop takes e7, and now already black is in a whole lot of trouble. In the game, black decided to sacrifice the exchange, but keeping it on the board with rook e8 doesn't really help, because after knight takes d5, queen c6. There's a nice idea here for white, which is to move knight to f6. So just picking up the rook, which is now trapped. If rook takes e7, we have queen takes e7, and bishop takes is impossible because of checkmate. And of course, queen takes, there's always going to be some sort of back rank ideas. For example, queen check, queen back trade, and rook to e8 picks up the piece. Bishop takes is also met by bishop takes f6, picking up the rook. So this is not working. So rook takes f3 is played instead. Queen takes f3. Queen takes b2. So this must have been black's idea, to attack the rook and also attack the knight. If the knight moves, perhaps black is looking to one day sacrifice the queen for the rook and try to get 2 pieces for the sacrificed material. But instead, white finds a brilliant move here to keep the initiative going. And if you want to spend some time to have a look at this position, I'll give you a few seconds. And for those of you who found the winning move, bishop to a3 here, well done, because we're not only attacking the queen, but we're opening up this rook towards the back rank on the king as well. And black just doesn't have any time to defend. So for example, queen takes a3 was met by rook to e8 check, bishop goes back, rook takes, king goes to g7, queen f6 check, and now we get a very nice king hunt. The rook blocks the king's escape, threatening queen h4 mate, bishop g4, and then the game finishes off nicely with queen f4 check and rook takes h7. So there you have it, a relatively simple but very well played attacking game from the white side. Also, if you want to check out some of David's annotations and comments to the game, then I've linked a Lee chess study in the description below. Also, if you want to play more like David, then maybe check out some of his best-selling chess books, which I'll also leave in the description down below. Thanks for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.